Hey everyone. So I'm just making this video today to introduce a brand new tool that I think will help us connect some of our apps at certain and unify our software data into one location. So we use a lot of data, we use a lot of software at this company. There are different teams, different departments, different people who have different softwares they control and use in their daily workflows just to be more productive, get more done, and just because it's what you're used to at the end of the day. We all like certain software. However, the issue with having software across the board for different things is that the data oftentimes just lives in those specific pieces of software. And it's sometimes hard to pull the data out, unify it in one kind of like single source of truth, and then be able to just quickly look at it and get like the insights you need from it. That's where this brand new platform I want to talk about today comes in. This platform is called Rube, R-U-B-E, and it basically controls MCP servers or model context protocol servers. And you don't need to understand what that is. We're not going to get into coding or anything. It's not very technical. But at a very high level, they basically allow your different software tools to communicate with each other through an AI model kind of querying those tools. And it's all in an interface identical to ChatGPT. So it's very easy. And you just kind of query it in plain English. So I want to jump into the tool now, explain some of the steps I've done, how you can get the most out of it, and help you play around with it. So let's jump into the tool now. So this is Rube right here. Now, this tool is SOC 2 compliant and has enterprise grade security. So you have some peace of mind when you're connecting all of these different apps that of course have sensitive data in them. Now they are in beta right now. So this is very new, like super, super new. This has been a GitHub repository for a long time. So like all that like coding, like, nerd stuff. But they've just recently created this like unified interface, which is super cool. Now it is in beta. So, there are some quirks to it, which, as you play around with it, you will kind of come across. However, the beautiful thing is that you get on this free forever plan, $0. You get access to all the basic apps and you get 1,000 chat requests per day, which is like incredible for a free plan. That's so good. So basically how you get started with this is you go to rube.app up here. You just sign up with your Google account and then you'll kind of see this interface right here, right? So if we go to Marketplace, so I'm already signed in, we can see like so many things, like, all these different tools in here, all these different categories. And these are all the tools that have MCP servers that you can link and then query on this tool. So the easiest ones to connect by far is just the whole Google suite. It's because you have the autonomy to actually just connect it yourself. We don't need any third-party approval from like IT to connect these tools. So I've gone ahead and connected Gmail, and then I've connected my Google Calendar. Now, if we click on these tools, we can get a snapshot of what they can do for us. So you can see the scopes it has access to are calendar events, and then just the calendar in general. So it can see your calendar and the calendar events. These are the tools. So these are the actions it can implement onto your calendar. So it can update calendar lists, delete calendar, update calendar. It could create an event on a calendar, delete event, list events, move events. You have all these things and you can modify the scopes to limit what it can access, or you can just keep the default ones and it always defaults to all of them. So that's how you can kind of check what each specific tool has access to. Now, if we go back to the Marketplace, as I said, there are so many tools in here, but I've gone ahead and I've connected Gmail and my Google Calendar. Now, if we head back over here, apps is just like, you'll see the apps that you've like tried to integrate. Now, if we go to new chat, you'll see an interface that like you're probably pretty familiar with. Looks very much like ChatGPT. So it saves your recent conversations over here for you to go back on and build off of. It has some very nice little suggestions that you can just click on, pre-made prompts that will just get dumped right in and then get executed. You can talk to it as well, and you can add files, all sorts of cool things. Now, it doesn't accept too many file types. Oh, sorry, I just have to hover over it. So images, CSV, JSON, and Markdown files. So speaking of files, I've created this document right here called the AI Context Profile. Now, what this is it's very simple, very, very simple, but you basically just go through this and fill this out. So let me go to the actual template one here. So you replace everything in square brackets. So name, team, in intent phrases. So this is like, example, give me the C-suite report. and then the description of what it should execute on when you give it that prompt, the desired format, one-page bullet points, clear skimming ability, and then you can just add as many of these common phrases as you want that you think will be repetitive in your workflows. Tone of voice. So 1 is low, 5 is high. So, brevity, formality, warmth, assertiveness, and emojis, right? So you fill that out just with a 1 or a 5 or anything in between. Do's and don'ts, vocabulary options, formatting. And again, you can just fill in a little bit of this if you want, or all of it. I'd recommend all of it as it gives the AI more context about you and how to best serve you. I'd probably recommend spending, 5-10 minutes on this. Don't spend any more than that unless, of course, do what you want, unless you want to be very, very detailed. But I filled mine out in about 4 minutes. And then if we go back to this tool over here, you can see this chat right here where I uploaded it. And then I said, you need to use this file for everything in the future. So all the future chats, it has this running context log, this memory of what you've asked it to do. So in all your other chats, if you go up here and start a new chat, it will remember these things. Now you will get an error, or at least I did. So yeah, you can see here, something went wrong, media type application functionality not supported, whatever. So you'll think that it didn't work, right? This file, because there's error, but it actually does propagate across all your other chats. So this will be noted. The directions you give it in here will be noted across all your other chats. So this is optional. I'd recommend filling out the AI context profile. It will be linked below for you to download. One caveat is that you will need, so it's a docx file. So you just upload it into Google Docs, fill out your, context in here. Then you go on over to file, hover over download, and you have to download it into a markdown file. Very crucial. It only accepts markdown. So download it markdown, then upload it. So if we go back over to Rube right here, I just want to show you a couple examples that I did. I won't prompt it just to save time, but I just said, basically give me my last 5 emails and order them on most important for me to view and look at. So it queried the tool, created a plan, right? Did all these things. And then you can see here, it has my little summary, all this stuff right here, which is super cool. Now you can ask it follow-ups, right? Because it has access to many different tools within Gmail Calendar and all the other tools or the softwares that you integrate with it. So this rank number 3 thing right here, it's ranked as high priority, rank 3 on my to-do list. So I went down here and I said, the invitation with Josh, draft an email for me telling him I can't make it and we need to reschedule for a time that works for him. So it did all this. It asked a clarifying question initially because that's what I specified in my context profile right here. Then it said, perfect, I've drafted an email successfully, and I've since deleted it. But if you go on over to your email drafts, you will see it show up like literally in your Gmail drafts, fully written. And the more time you spend on the context document, the more closely matched to your tone it will be. So it's very cool. You can also tell it to just send an email, schedule an event for you on your calendar, right? It's really, really, really cool. So this is kind of the core essence of this tool. And the more things you integrate with it, the more apps, the more powerful it's going to be, obviously. So you can just query everything at once, get all of your little data points, things you need to worry about today, mentions about you in Slack, whatever it may be, and it will all show up in this tool. Now, of course, as I said, this is a beta. There are some errors here and there, but the more you play with it, the more you'll understand its quirks and how to best query it so it can best help you. Also, a plan of mine in the near future is to integrate this into ChatGPT. Now, for slight security reasons, we won't be using the custom GPT as there can be certain infiltration methods with that. Developer mode has a slight bug right now, so we won't be using that either. That's why we're doing it natively right in here. But they're SOC 2 compliant and they have enterprise grade security. So we'll have a little bit of peace of mind with how our data is being dealt with in here. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please send me any messages, questions, concerns, anything you have about this tool or any other AI tools. I'm here to help you on your AI journey and help you really embrace AI and integrate it into your daily workflows. So I'll see you in the next one.